And thank you for that interesting song right before my meditation or my presentation, because I'm going to be talking about meditation. And I'll get my things together here. Good morning, everybody. Wow, it filled up. When I had looked back, it didn't look like there were many people here, but wonderful. So my message this morning is about the joy of meditation. But before I start to talk about the depth of my message, I want to share with you a little experience that I had with meditation. About a year ago, some of you will remember that Nellie and I were kind of planning to go to the Noble Silent Meditation at Vipassana in California. Some of you are familiar with that. Well, that's a 10-day observance of noble silence. Now, what I mean by noble silence is total silence. Nothing. You don't talk. There's no eye contact. So it is quite a different experience. So when we were getting ready to thinking about going, and I was happy about telling people, hey, we're going to go to this silent meditation retreat. Well, my daughter pulled me aside and said, Mom, this is not a retreat. Retreats are fun. You need to know this is not fun. And she was right, as she usually is. So, as most of you know, little old chatty Kathy loves to mingle and talk with people. So when she said that, I started having second thoughts. Do I want to go to this? Can I do this? Well, I don't know. However, after I thought more about it, I decided that it would be helpful to me. Meditation was very much a part of my life, and perhaps I could learn something that would improve my meditation. So the time came for us to go to Vipassana. And I must admit that the first day or two went quite smoothly because I was open to learning. And our instructor very gently took us through a new way, at least for me, of controlling our thoughts and focusing on what is happening to our bodies while we open our minds. Then it was announced that we would be spending 3 hours throughout the day, different hours, different times throughout the day, in not only total silence, but that we would be no eye contact. Our eyes were to be shut, no movement of our arms, legs, or body. Can you imagine that? Well, by the third day, I discovered that sitting all day was a little hard on the butt, but I got adjusted to it. Our days consisted of awaking at 4 a.m. with the gong, and then we went into meditation from 4:30 to 6:30 in our own room alone. And then we went to silent breakfast, remember. No speaking, no talking, no eye contact. And then everybody went back into the large hall, and there were 100 people, and again, silence. After a silent lunch, we were in the hall from 9 to 11, and then after a silent lunch, we went back to the hall, no eye contact, from 1 to 5. 5-minute breaks now and then, of course. And again, dinner was totally silent, and then we went into the large hall, everyone together, and a speaker shared with us about the benefits and practices of silent meditation. Now, I found that very informative, and it was really good for me. This schedule went on for 10 days. Needless to say, I was ready to come home and talk. So, have you ever been silent for 10 days, 5 days, 4 days? Well, I highly recommend that you give this experience a try because sometime throughout your life, because you really do learn. And I discovered that the word vipassana means clear seeing, and it offers an insight to what is beyond our surroundings. Yes, meditation can be a joyous experience, however you choose to do it. Learning to quiet the mind is a challenge because we have busy minds. These things just keep going and going, and learning to quiet the mind is a challenge. But learning to overcome that challenge is possible by focusing on something that will take the chatter away from your mind. And it's important to quiet the mind and focus on the positive thoughts within. So now I want to clarify what I mean by my title of the message, Joy of Meditation. I've talked to you a little bit about meditation. Now, I would like to talk about joy. First of all, what does joy mean to you? I want to share with you some specific thoughts that I have for joy. And as some of you already know, joy just happens to be my favorite word, has been for a long time. And when we moved to Arizona 10 years ago, we moved into a house on Joy Lane. Well, to me, that was saying, this is the right move. My husband wasn't sure for a while, but anyway. Surrounding ourselves with joy is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves. Are you aware that anything you practice becomes you? So, why not practice joy? When a week is beginning, what better time to start it with practicing joy? Don't wait for everything to be perfect, for if you do, life can pass you by. Joy can be a contagious state of mind. True joy cannot be hidden. It shows up in a radiant face, a smile, a spring in the step, maybe even humming or whistling a tune. And guess what? Joy can be catching. I'm thankful to our higher power that this is so. Joy is something that we want to catch, I hope. And there's scientific proof that it keeps us from gathering and catching other things that we don't want because our joyful attitude builds our immune system as well as our life. A day spent in joy is not wasted and may be remembered forever. When we have joy, we want to spread it, right? We find joy as we express it to others. It may be through a kind gesture that we do for someone, or it might be a friendly smile, a word of encouragement. All of this brings joy to other people. Do you believe that when you look for joy, you will find it? If you are looking for it. So why not choose to find joy even in the small things? The sunrise, the sunset. Keith loves to put up the pictures that he takes of the sunrise and the sunset. That is nature, and it's beautiful. And thank you for sharing that with all of us. It can be even playing with children or playing with our pets. These are all joyful experiences that help us keep joy in our life. With joy in our heart, we find it easier to rise above the problems of our daily living because we know that their solutions do exist. And with divine help, we can, it's within our reach. We discover more harmonious ways of relating to other people around us, greater health of our body, and a peace of mind. Peace of mind. These are just a few of the benefits of joy. The more joy you have, the more you will have an interest in life itself. You will have the ability to constantly draw from life. With every meditation, every prayer, you stir up a new interest in life and abundant living. You become aware of the oneness with life that unites you with others and draws from you an appreciation of all the goodness of creation. Living in the mainstream of life can sometimes come up with anxiety, or it can give you fulfillment. But by faith, you know that you are being guided on a steady course towards your own fulfillment and also to your perfect plan for life. Living in joy, you find that your soul is satisfied. Is this making noise? Okay. Now, I want to again go back to the title of my message, The Joy of Meditation. In the beginning of the message, of course, I talked about my experience with meditation and the fact that meditation is very much a part of my life. Then I shared with you my thoughts about joy and how much it changes our life when we make it a part of us. Now, I want to bring together the two, the joy of meditation and how we can use joy in our meditation time. In Psalms 43:4, we read, "Then I will go to the altar of God, to my exceeding joy." I personally believe that this can be interpreted as going within and in silence being overwhelmed with joy. In the book of Joy, and some of you may remember that one of my earlier messages that I referred to the book of Joy. It's this little book that was written in interview form about the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Desmond Tutu. At the end of that book, it shares about the meditation, the joy of meditation, and refers to 8 pillars that you can use to prepare yourself for meditation, even when you are encountering problems. Meditation really is to soothe the soul. And when practicing these 8 pillars, you find it can bring greater inner peace and joy. The Dalai Lama and the Archbishop take a little bit different approach to meditating, preparing, but these are how you prepare, what they recommend for preparing for meditation. So I'd like to share each of them with you. Number 1, and I think we all know this, we get seated comfortably, whatever we feel the most comfortable with. It can be crossing your legs and sitting on the floor, or it can be just sitting in a chair like you are right now, or lying on your back on the bed. Your breath is the most important part of your meditation. So let your body begin to relax and notice as your body relaxes that your heart feels lighter. Number 2, observe and reflect. Observe your concerns, your problems, and let them come to mind, but then disengage from those thoughts and reflect on the situation and the challenge, but don't allow yourself to become upset. After all, you are entering meditation. Number 3, perspective and humor. See yourself or any concern from a wider perspective. Step back, look at yourself as if you are watching a movie about your life, and then just smile and chuckle. Find humor in each situation. The human drama is often a comedy, and laughter is our saving grace. Recognize that all concerns pass. Number 4, acceptance. Accept that you have human limitations. Accept that what has happened has already happened. Remind yourself to make the most of the negative of these and put them into a positive contribution to anything that you encounter. Number 5, forgiveness. Place your hand on your heart, and any part that you have played, forgive yourself for any part that you have played in creating a negative situation. And forgive others who may be involved. Realize that you are one of 340 million people in this United States, and everyone is suffering in some way. Number 6, humility. Then, from the perspective of God's eye, realize how deeply connected we are with one another. Your connection with others makes you stronger and more capable of solving problems. Let yourself feel love and appreciation of all who have contributed to who you are. Number 7, gratitude. This is my second favorite word after joy. Never let a day go by without expressing your gratitude. While you are meditating, think of 3 people, or maybe 3 things that you're grateful for in spite of any problems, and realize that they are contributing to your amazing growth. And last, compassion and generosity. Put your hand on your heart. Have compassion for yourself. Whatever the struggles are, the goal is to use them as something positive. Feel light and loving kindness shining from your heart throughout your body. Then send love and compassion to all who are in need. Be aware of that generosity in your heart and imagine radiating this all around you. When we give love to others, we experience true joy within ourselves. Almost all of the 8 pillars assume a degree of solitude, but we would be missing the main message of the Dalai Lama and the Archbishop teachings if we did not emphasize that the source of true joy is in our relationships to other people. Share these teachings of joy to those around you and encourage them to meditate and experience some changes in their lives. Personally, I'm so grateful that part of the teachings here at our own unity have been to experience much of what I have shared with you today. You can invite others to do these meditation practices and just know that more joy is coming your way as you radiate your joy to others. Namaste. And now I'd like you to join me in a meditation of joy. Joy is what happens to us when we allow ourselves to recognize how good things really are. So now, let's open the portal of joy by first aligning. Can the music be down a little bit? By first aligning with the energy of gratitude. So breathe and let yourself be in this moment. Hearing the music, feeling the gentle movements of your body, and coming into your breath. Just practice being here, present, and alive. Aware of all the little things that make this moment special as you let any worries or thoughts or stresses release from you with every breath out. And with every breath in, fill yourself with gratitude for this moment. Gratitude for the big things. Gratitude for the little things. Invite them all within you. As you embody the beauty of life with every single breath. Now, feel your energy shift, open and calm as you awaken to all that is great in your life right now. And each time you breathe in, imagine the invigorating energy of joy entering your body, light and fresh. Let it fill you up, bit by bit, building on the foundation of gratitude for what is, dissolving all the darkness or heaviness that surrounds you, and focusing on the simple intake of air as you breathe in joy. You are allowed to feel joy. You are allowed to be joyful. You are allowed to delight in the small and big things that make life so great right now. So call in more joy. And let it live deeply within you. And expand the space for more. More joy for you. More joy for others. And more joy for the world. Namaste.